Hello everyone and welcome to the last of the Pocket Card Scrapbooking Layout series that I'm doing. This is all I have left from the In Full Bloom Picture My Life cards. So this is going to be scrapbook layout number 4. And I know that the theme of this series has been super quick and stylish, but I'm looking at these and I have a little bit of a plan. So it's like a bit of a level up from the super quick ones that I've been doing, but they do all come together quite quickly. So let's have a look at what I'm planning to do with these. So this is what I've got left of the die cuts to use on my last layout. If you watched the last video, you would have heard me say that I was going to put a little bit more into this one. So I'm thinking that I'm going to bring in this tabs and tags thin cut and these buildable tags thin cuts. And I'm going to cut tags out of all of these except for this one. This one, I have already gone ahead and cut that apart. I'm going to keep all of the tags roughly the same sort of dimensions. So for this one, I'm going to bring in this tag. So you can see these tags here all have these angled edges. And then what I'm going to do is go through and cut all of these PML cards apart. I'm going to get as much real estate as possible. I love the numbers on this ledger paper, so I'm going to cut that one. This one here, I can't quite get this It's a Beautiful Life with the tag, and of course I don't want to do it upside down. So what I'm going to do is create a tag from this flower here, and I'm going to keep that so I can cut it in a strip. I'm going to make a tag out of my happy place, and then I think what I'm going to do are some little accents with this little tag here, and it's okay to change the tags. They don't have to remain this size. So that one I might cut so that it's off the edge here, and then I might cut another one like this so that I get a lot of that wash, or I might just turn this one around like that and make it a bigger tag. So I'm going to run all of these through my die cutting machine, and I'm not going to throw away the pieces that are left over because they can be used as washi tape style accents. You can see here I've got quite a bit of real estate out of these PML cards. So some I've been able to get 2 out of using the little small tag. I've been able to get 2 out of this 4x3. This one here, as I said before, I've cut it so that the title here is no longer on it, but I've got this gorgeous design and I love how it comes off the edges. This one I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use the glacier side or if I'm going to use the black and white side, but I've got 2 tags out of that, and I've cut just 1 tag from this 3x4, and this one was a little bit trickier to do because I had to do a little bit of piecing so that I could get an entire tag from it. So what I've done with this one is run it through so that this part of the tag is cut, and then I get this section here, and this part was remaining, so I've just turned my tag around and cut the top piece, and then I will just simply adhere this together to create 1 tag, and then I get some continuity between the white at the bottom and the white at the top. I have cut all the little tag toppers from these 2 elements here, so it all depends on whether it's a circle or if it's a rectangle hole as to what ones will get that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick these pieces together, and I'm also going to use this little tags and tabs thin cut piece to cut some more little pieces out of areas that I've got left over. So where I've got a tiny little bit left, I'm going to be able to do those to tuck in and around my layout. So I haven't thrown anything away. So some of these PML cards could create 4 embellishments to go onto my page. Basically what I've done here is taken all the tags that are cut from the pocket cards and I've laid them out across a double page layout. Now this might be a little bit hard to see because I'm working off a Versamat, but I've trimmed my white daisy down to 11 7/8 of an inch. I just wanted a very fine border here, and you'll see why, because what I've decided to do is mat my photos so that they're 1/8 of an inch. I think I might put this one down here like this, and then they're going to run across the page. So this is what I'm thinking I'm going to do with my photos. They're going to be all nice and straight, possibly. I might angle a couple of them. I'm going to adhere all of my tags and see what I think I might do with the photo placements. What I have also done is bring in some glacier cardstock. So I'll just take these away for the moment so that you can see. They're cut with exactly the same tag thin cut that I've used here. And I've done some partial die cutting to extend them a little bit, just to add a little bit more interest to this, because I wanted some of the tags to peek out down the bottom, and this will be a place to write some journaling. I've gone ahead and I've lightly adhered all my tags and everything, and I've put my photo mats all down in a line here, and I'm just noticing what I'm trying to do is to avoid a gap here. So because I haven't pressed very hard on this and I want more of this number to show on the ledger paper, I decided not to use the glacier side. So I'm just going to butt that one up along here, and it's slightly overlapping these other two little tags that I've made, and I'm fairly happy with all the placement of that. And then what I'm going to do is just come along and add some of these little additional elements. So these can tuck in around the photo holders or around the tags. I'm just making sure that when I put these in, it's going to be a contrast to what is already there. But it adds another little element to the layout and brings in some of these patterns and creates a little bit more of a visual accent to all of this, rather than just having just the tags and the photo frames. This is the floral element that I cut out from the tag. I think I'll put that over here. I've got this It's a Beautiful Life. So I'm just going to decide where that might sit. I think I'd like to have it over this side. So by not pressing too hard, I'm able to fuss around with these and tuck things in and work out exactly where I'm going to put them before I actually adhere everything down. I love that I've been able to stretch this out just that little bit more by adding the little tabs from the tags and tabs thin cuts, and it just brings in enough of the patterns from the PML cards to add a lot of visual interest and dress it all up. So this one's probably not quite a simple layout like the other three layouts were, but I think what it does is add a whole other touch to the layering of these, and all the pattern papers and everything that is here have been cut from PML cards. So this has really stretched it out quite a lot. I've got one more that I want to tuck in somewhere. I don't want to duplicate that one. So where am I going to put that? I think what I might do is double layer this tab here, tuck down that floral a little bit more, and then have this one poking up behind it. So I might take this one out of here, bring in that floral element underneath this one, and then I might do a double layer like I've done here over on this side. And then the last thing to do on this is to decide where of these little floral heart elements and sprays are going to go. I think this is going to dress everything up beautifully. So I'm just going to put all these off to the side and bring them in, and everything will all start looking like it's belonging together and bring in quite a bit of cohesiveness to this layout. I finished putting all the little die cuts in. I've laid a couple of the items up on foam tape, and the tags all need to have something in them. They look a bit naked when they don't have anything in them, and I could have done all that before I actually stuck them down, but I can do this without taking them off. So I've just cut some white twine, and when I stuck these down, I knew that I was going to add the string later, or the twine later. So I haven't put adhesive on this part here. So it's not too hard for me to feed that through because I can lift the tag up. Then I'm going to use my embossing end of my piercing tool. If you've got a little crochet hook, this will work too, but the little ball on the end grabs hold of that. and then I can pull that a little bit tight. So what I'm going to do to secure this part and the twine is to use a glue dot and put that underneath this twine area here, and that will keep the tag secured at the top and also keep the twine in place while the pages are being moved. And then I can just trim this off. You can see I've added some bitty sparkles in amongst these clusters just to give it that little bit of something extra. I also added in a couple of small glacier tags, the same size as these ones here. And when I was putting these embellishments on, I went a little bit too much over here. This is just a little bit too heavy and is pulling focus from the photos and the layout. So I'm going to soften that. I created another tag using glacier and the smallest tag in the buildable tags, and I've decorated it with some strips from the PML card. So that's from this PML card, and you can see that's where I cut the tag out of. So I've cut strips from this edge here and this little edge here to put on top of this tag. I have put this on foam tape just to give it a bit of an even playing field over all of these die cuts, and I will adhere that here once I've got my photo in, and because I've put quite a bit of foam tape, I'll be able to write over this section here. So this is a bit of a stepped up version of the quick and simple scrapbooking layouts just using PML cards. I just want to remind you of the products that I've used with this. This is from the March-April catalogue, the In Full Bloom collection, and all I've used to create 8 layouts or 4 double page spreads are these PML cards and these die cuts with some cardstock. And the only piece that I have left over from all of this collection, I've used all the die cuts, and if you remember, I manipulated this PML card to make a tag, but I didn't end up using it on this page. So let's have a quick look at the other layouts that I created in this series. This was layout 1, this is layout 2, and this is layout 3. And every single one of these layouts, the title is actually the PML card. I haven't used stamps or anything like that to create another title, but you could definitely add a more personalized one. When I get the photos on here, I might decide to do a little subtitle and stamp something on there later. I'm really happy with how quickly all of these layouts came together, and I hope you've enjoyed me basically kill the 2 little kits that I used with the PML cards and the die cuts. And there will be links to all of the other layouts so you can see how quickly these all come together. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy crafting, and bye for now.